we'll just.
Welcome to the Weasel. Welcome to the Weasel. Whip out your dicks and shove them in your ass. Welcome to the Weasel with Mike and Jonah.
Let me see. Let me make sure we're more.
Wait, you
even.
look smaller than me. Can you like
What?
bump up a little
Smaller.
bit?
Oh,
Bump
she
up.
looks taller than you.
I look taller because I have such a tall torso. Like, look how tall I am.
Yeah, Jonah does have a pretty short torso for a man.
Yeah.
I think it's okay, honey.
Can you?
I'm closer to the mic than you are.
I know, but
what
like,
are you
can
worried
like,
about?
I just like look bigger than you. Can you
I'm closer than you.
I know. Can you sit up a little bit?
No, I can't. I
Okay,
can't.
Fine.
This is
I guess I'm
this
gonna
is
look like
what's
a
happening.
large Marge in charge then.
Don't even worry about that, honey.
Okay.
Just focus on Mr. Miken.
Okay, I'm gonna focus on Mr. Mike.
He will
Hello.
be our yeah.
Hello.
He will be our interviewer today. That's our big man.
I know I'm ready for all your questions.
Oh shit! All my questions. I did write down a few questions, so I'm just pouring myself a little bit of tequila.
Fuck.
Good. It's
Do
only
you guys have
10
drinks?
a.m. there.
Not even, dude. It's
dude.
7:37.
Yeah, dude. We've been dude.
Cheers.
Dude, we went to a super nice brunch actually, and got like a mango infused vodka mimosa carafe.
Yeah, right.
Shit bopped, man.
It was really good.
And then we got pretty fucked up. Then we went lingerie shopping after that. So
Yeah.
Hell
and then we
yeah.
had some margaritas after that.
we did have a margarita or two. Janie was a bit nervous about the podcast, so we had to get a little fucked up.
Why are you nervous?
But now
Jamie?
I feel better now. Well, because I think Jonah was telling you, like, I worry about being funny, but then once I'm put on the spot, like, I'm not funny, you know? So, like, I'm always, like, trying to be a little bit extra, a little bit more. But I think now that I have some alcohol in me, I will be that.
Yeah, it took last week. It took Brianna like a solid 30 minutes of getting boozed up.
Okay.
She's like, I need to drink up for my personality.
Right. No, that's how I feel.
Yeah, and
like,
she's been on like 5 times. So.
to be the most like authentic form of myself, I need to drink
Right.
way more than what I usually do.
That's
Yeah.
odd.
Yeah,
That's a problem.
it's probably not our best strategy.
It's not the
not
healthiest
healthy.
way of living life, I suppose. I don't know.
I mean, that's what we do.
I feel
Well,
like
yeah.
it is like so part of
Cheers.
it is so like part of like society though, where it feels natural to like want a drink when you go out, you know?
I think
So-
you're more likely to say like, you know what, like I'm way more likely to not hold back. You know, I'm
Yeah.
say the thing that I might, you know, not otherwise say in a group of people if I had a few, you know.
Lowers your inhibitions, you know?
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
in essence kind of makes it essentially that you don't care, right? You care less about it, which is kind of the root of, you know, I think a lot of the confidence that comes with being funny or being charismatic or, you know, is just that not giving a fuck about, you know, how you go about what you're doing. If that makes sense.
Is the lowering of inhibitions equal a more authentic you then?
I don't think it's the end. I think it might be a mean to the end of becoming your authentic self, right? It probably does
Yeah.
help you give less of a shit so you just are more yourself. Although I don't think it's necessarily the best method. I think people should just be able to feel that way anyway. But that's just, you know, that takes a long time, a lot of introspection and thinking about it, and, you know, maybe therapy.
that, dude.
Fuck that, bro. Fucking pour me up a drink, dude.
Cheers, motherfucker!
cheers.
I'll drink to that.
yeah, no, I do
don't
get what you mean.
know. Yeah, like I feel like it does give you like an insight to how people really are, but some people are like mean when they drink
Yeah.
a lot, you
Some
know?
people
So
suck.
it's like, is that who you really are? I don't think so. Because I've met a lot of like people that are mean when they're drunk, but really nice when they're sober. So I don't necessarily think that that's like their true self necessarily.
Yeah, I know what you're saying, but I think the majority of people that are mean when they're drunk are just troubled people, and like
Yeah.
they're just when they're sober, they're just suppressing. You know, I can keep the beast in check. You know,
Right.
like keep my troubles and my, I don't know, my anger and my anxiety in check. But then they get a little booze in them, get a little liquor in them, and all of a sudden that erodes a bit, and then it's just like, oh, like you've definitely been around somebody that like you got fucked up with, and you're like, oh, totally cool. What a cool person, and they got fucked up, and you were like, actually, this person has some fucking issues.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And isn't it interesting too that like some alcohols affect the same person differently than other alcohols? Like
I don't
the
think
same
I believe that shit.
I
do.
totally
I've
believe
seen
that.
it. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
seen it. I've experienced it myself even.
I don't think so. I don't think that's real.
I think you
I
don't know
feel
what
like
you're
that's
talking
real.
about, dude.
You don't know what the fuck
No.
you're talking about. So like,
No, it's all
tequila?
no alcohol all hits you the same. I think it's
No.
more the stigma of like it's like a nature nurture thing of like
Oh,
I've
like,
been drinking tequila, like I need to get wild, or
I need to get horny. Yeah.
yeah.
I don't know. Like you drink tequila and like you're fine. Some people like are slutty. I throw up. Like people like just react like
I think
differently.
that's because you have
to
too much tequila.
No, but see, like Janie could probably take a shot of vodka and be fine, but she takes a
Yeah.
shot of tequila and it makes her ill.
Yes,
And
that's
they
true.
really don't taste any less ethanol-y, you know, if you really think about it. They taste about the same. The only difference is like maybe a slightly, I don't know, more potato-y taste in vodka and maybe more of a fucking agave taste in fucking tequila. I'm not sure. I was going to say something really racist, but I'm trying not to do that these days. I guess me bringing up that I was going to, though, kind of defeats the purpose, doesn't it? Tastes like
Yeah,
Mexican
yeah.
water? I don't know, dude. Fucking
Yeah, more of a bean taste.
more beans, yeah.
Crabs.
Get me some beans in my shots, you know? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Hey, everybody. Welcome
Nailed it.
to the Weasel. We are joined today by Janie, who is married to Jonah. We call them the Jonies. So this is the Jonies episode. How are you guys, dudes?
We're good.
We're good.
Yeah, we're in Steamboat Springs right now. Trish and Dave is some like close friends of ours, and they hooked it the fuck up. They're loaded and they have tons of time and money, but not enough time this year to spend all of their timeshare points. So,
Here we are.
alas,
We took
Janie
over.
and I get to benefit from that, and no, it's been nice, dude. We went to we're telling you a little bit. We went to a hot springs last night. That was pretty interesting. Like it was like a clothing optional, but it was also pitch black, so you couldn't see shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
But yeah, it was just way up in the mountains somewhere, like natural fed hot spring, really nice.
What was the sky like? Was it clear out?
Fucking stars, dude.
Yeah.
That's something that at least I'm not that used to, because like I've always been in like cities for the most part, like a city living, and like the light pollution completely destroys any stars that you can see. But
Yeah.
dude, this place was like a magical amount of stars,
Yeah.
and like, you could clearly see everything.
And there was supposed to be a meteor shower going on because we talked to this couple who was there because it was like a full moon, like meteor shower. We didn't see any of that, but we did see the
Yeah.
Little Dipper, so that was good.
And the Big Dipper.
And the Big Dipper.
Whoa.
Yeah, and that's way more than we usually see.
Yeah, and the North Star.
Yeah, the
maybe?
North Star. Yeah.
Yeah.
We saw, it was really, really pretty out. But it was weird because it was like pitch black. Like you couldn't see a person like 5 feet in front of you.
Yeah.
Like it was pitch black.
Yeah.
It was weird.
Yeah, I tried to fuck her, but
Yeah.
she said no.
I said no. So I was like,
It's a
there
public
are
place,
people
you know.
around.
It is.
Yeah,
kinda
I know.
like-
I was
You
like,
couldn't-
how much cum are we swimming in right now? I don't want to know that.
I was trying to add to the pool.
She might already
I
be
even
pregnant, dude. You know.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Not my
Could you
baby.
imagine? Oh my god.
Not my baby.
Whoa.
Not my baby.
Not my baby.
Just found its way to me.
I even
So-
tried
Oh,
that like classic fuckboy line of like, we'll just fuck a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about we just fuck a little
Just the
bit?
tip.
I haven't
right?
heard that shit since just the tip. I haven't heard that since college. I was like, really? You're not gonna pass that on me.
I was
I've been a
horny,
slut
honey.
before. You're not gonna
I mean,
tell me that.
I don't know. Like, I also just wanted like the novelty of like, you know, hey, we fucked for a little at the hot spring.
Yeah, it was wild.
But-
And I was uncomfortable because I thought there was a guy and a girl fucking next to us. And I was like, no, like we can't fuck next to them. But
Well,
then he turned around and he was by himself. And I was like, were you just jacking off by yourself? I think he was.
Oh shit.
That
So
seems
totally
like the
cool.
ideal
Yeah,
place. Yeah, seems like it would have been cool.
I don't know. I have a cut in my toe. I don't need like cum in there. I don't wanna do it.
So it was quite the reconnection trip then for you guys.
Yeah.
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 We reconnected.
Yeah. I poked her butthole. She said no, and
Yeah, that was it.
And then we had a nice conversation with a guy about this dude like owns a ranch, and he's like, yeah, I got good beef. You want some? And we were like,
We'll take your
Shit.
meat. Sure.
shit, bitch, give me a quarter cow.
Jeez, dude. Is he delivering it to your house or what's the go?
No, I mean, like he was like, here's my website, you could buy it.
Oh, fuck
No, but
that,
he
dude.
does ship it like monthly
Yeah,
to
and
your
it's,
house.
it's like the classic. He's like, I love my cows. I'm nice to my cows. My
Yeah.
meat, like these are all like grass fed, like creek water, like nothing. And I was like, that's great, dude. Yeah.
These grass-fed cows get pre-tenderized before they get butchered. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, is he fucking? Is that what you're getting at?
Fucking oath he does, dude. No man
hope
takes
so.
cows that serious without having a little bit of a diddle, you know?
oh,
I
fuck.
hope he diddles them.
I mean, as long as it makes them happier and their meat tender.
Their teeth-
tender.
Damn, I'm trying to get.
Dude, yeah.
Hey, bro, I need
Teat menderized.
100 pounds of teat meat, please.
I would love some teat meat. Thank you.
Only your tenders.
Only your tenderest teat meat.
Oh man, that's gold. All right, well, oh Jesus Christ. To diverge a little bit from that, you know, I know you guys have been really busy lately with your house and stuff. But Janie, you've just quit your job. That's correct. And
Yes.
this is the first time you've ever been jobless or without work.
Yes. Since I was like 15, I think, because I've always like done like babysitting when I was like younger, and then I worked retail when I was in high school, and then like I've always had a job just like nonstop. But I mean, Jonah's been great because he's been one of those people that's like, you need to figure out what you want to do and take the time to figure out like how to do that and go for it. So yeah, I decided to quit my job, which is like really scary for me personally because I've never not had a job, you know, like, and relying on someone else's income is scary
yeah.
to me. So
Yeah.
it's like, because I like to think I'm like an independent woman that doesn't need no man, but I do, you know, it's like I do need you to like afford my lifestyle and food.
No,
So-
honey, blowjobs are going up, son.
I don't think so, but I think, now I don't want to go that far, but
Just a little bit of one. Come on.
Just a tip, honey.
yeah, I heard that last night. Just the tip. Yeah, but I think it is really freeing to kind of like, you know, come into myself and be like, okay, like I don't need a job that's shitty for me. Like now I have the power to find out what I want to do and like what I want to be and like, you know, be more like picky about jobs. Because before I couldn't be picky. Like I had to have a job. So now I do feel like really like free with being like, I can do whatever the fuck I want. And I'm excited for it.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
certainly in a good spot there, and we were even talking a little last night that like, I'm like, no, like I want you to, you've had a rough go, like you've been working Saturdays for like 2 years.
Yeah, like 2.5.
Yeah, like 2.5 years, and like even then you work like 9 to 6 p.m. Before, and it was just not a fucking great way for like your social life, for your relationships. Like you've had to sacrifice quite a bit for this job.
Yeah.
And I want you to, use this time to reconnect with people and fucking, go hang out on a Saturday,
Yeah, and I think it's easy for a lot of people to say like, oh, well, like you work Saturdays, like you have to do what you have to do. But like, it's like I've worked really hard to not be able to not have to do that, with like my degrees and stuff. So it's kind of like, well, I feel like I don't have to do that. So I don't want to. Well, it's like when you put in the hard work, you don't like, I feel like you don't expect to do stuff like that.
Sure.
So yeah. So that's kind of where I'm at. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
It's kind of like a mental kick in the pants, and that, until you realize, like, oh, fuck, dude, I can just do something else. I've gone through that a lot since I've lived in Australia. I've changed jobs heaps, so I know exactly how you feel, because I've never been without a job either, for very long anyway. So it's like but no, that is really cool. So what is your process for figuring out what it is you want to go for next?
Yeah, so I know for sure I want to go into something with like marketing, like that. I know for sure, because I've been in marketing. What's that look?
Not this podcast, though. Trust me, dude. I've asked ad nauseum.
No, the thing is, so Jonah's asked me to do marketing for you guys, and then my sister has also asked me to do marketing, and I'm like, if I'm doing 2 different sets of marketing, that's like a full-time job where I'm not getting paid, so I have to find a job.
I'm giving you money anyway.
Well, anyways,
I'm keeping the house over us.
I get that, but I need to
just
contribute.
post a clip of my shitty podcast. That's all I'm asking you to do, because I can't do it for some fucking reason.
30 seconds of my shitty podcast. Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I do want to get into marketing, but then also I'm like, I do want to have kids soon, and I would love to be a stay-at-home mom. So
yeah,
I don't know. That's like a whole nother layer of things of like, I don't know. I just feel like this like goes into like the whole like woman's issue, which whatever about that. But like,
who gives a fuck about that? Not
hard.
This podcast.
Yeah, I know this is not the platform. But at the same time, it's like, oh, I would love to do that, but like then you do need a lot of money to raise a kid, and it just sucks, know.
Well, I mean, honestly, we have, and I've told you this before, but judging how like from like how I grew up, and I think from like how you grew up as well, Mike, and like we already have 10 times the amount of money that like my parents had raising me and my sister and brothers, and
hell yeah.
And I'm like, oh no, you can make it work on fucking anybody. People have been having babies since before there was doors,
money,
before there was money.
That's true.
Correct. And good thing they did, or else this wouldn't be here.
Right.
But I'm wondering how you're gonna deal with, because like I do think that you're kind of like if there was an ideal candidate for motherhood, like you're at the top of the list.
Thanks, honey.
Like you got the hips for it, you got that ass,
Okay, well, I hope
anyway,
the personality.
Right. But I mean, way more in like your personality, in your maturity, in like I think your readiness to
Thanks.
to like patience and sacrifice. I think you're tippy top mom material.
Well, thank you. Yeah, and it is hard because I feel like our generation is like at the point where we're like, we have to have a certain like financial income. Like all of my friends are like that. Like all of my friends have said like, I need to be at this income before I think about having kids. And I mean, to your point, like a lot of people didn't have that luxury, you know, like to even think about where am I going to be in 5 years when I want to have kids? Like it just happened like that. So
Yeah, no, it's more of an oops situation. A lot of cases.
Yeah.
See,
Oops.
Yeah. For a lot of people, or if, like for my parents, they thought like my mom was getting older and they were like, well, if we're going to do it, like we should do it. Was it.
Those eggs are drying up.
Yeah, and
Time to get at it, eh?
they weren't necessarily like financially ready either. So it's kind of like, well, do or die.
I honestly I think pretty much once you get off birth control, which is coming up, no. I think we listened to a podcast yesterday, and it was talking about like just how shitty birth control is for you, and like it fucks with your mind, it fucks with your emotions, fucks with your body. But what some women have done, and what Janie's talked about before, is doing like the natural cycles. You know, like I'm taking my temperature of my pussy, you know, and if it's above this degree, then no fucking today, honey.
But I mean, it's a little bit.
I think I nailed it.
I know it's like it's a little bit more than
If it's
that.
this
I think I
percent
nailed
engorged,
it.
then you can't even look at it. Thank you very much. Stay away. Just a little
if
bit,
you're
though, right?
ovulating,
You got
don't
caution.
do it.
You got caution tape across your clit.
Yeah, it's a fucking, what are those belts called?
Chastity.
A chastity belt. Yeah, it's like that.
I still fuck you through it.
I know
I
you
don't-
would.
I don't
You would
know.
find a way.
You got to do
I don't
a
care how
double.
like
You-
spiky and rusty it is. It's all
Oh
good.
man, you both got to wear one though. It can't just be her. You also have to wear one. That's the only way
Thank
it
you,
works.
Maiken.
Hey, that's equality, baby.
Quality.
Quality. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of
Cheers to that.
Hey, cheers, brothers.
Cheers.
Quality.
We don't drink to make our normal selves come out.
No.
I kind of find that interesting though that so many people are like more concerned about how much money they have when they have kids, because something that seems more concerning to me is how old you are when you have
Yes.
kids, right? Because when they're going through high school, that's 12, you know, or what is it, like 15 to
16,
18,
yeah.
16 to 18. That's 18 years after you have that kid, right? Like you don't want to be fucking decrepit. You know, you don't want to be
Yeah.
I don't know why there is a stigma about that, but I feel like if you're going to have kids, you probably want to have them a little bit earlier so that you have more energy to keep up with them, be involved with them, you know, do the sports and stuff like that. And then when they do fuck off, finally, after however many years they're living in your house, then you can retire and just relax and still have a lot
Well,
of
and
time
like
after that.
still have energy.
Yeah. You
I
still
mean,
It's true.
literally, if we have a kid right now, our kid wouldn't graduate college until we are like what 53, 54.
Jesus fuck. Yeah. No, that's old. And like even like my uncle was really old when he had his kids, and like he recently had a heart attack when his kid was 16, you know, in high school. So it's like, yeah, and luckily he's fine. But at the end of the day, it's like he was old, you know? It's
Yeah.
like you can't get past that, and money can't buy that. And kids ultimately don't realize how much money you have when they're growing up. You know, it's like you
I had
provide
no
what you
idea we were
provide.
poor.
And yeah, it's like
I did know.
Kids don't.
So did
Jonah knew.
Kiralee. Kiralee knew.
No.
Jonah knew. There's
No,
certain
dude.
people that do, you know. Some
Dude,
people are
I-
oblivious, like myself.
I remember having financial anxiety about the amount
When
of
you were
like
little?
credit card debt my mom was in.
How old were you?
Probably like 10.
What?
Yeah,
and
I was
you knew
like-
about credit card debt?
Well, I was more like, I think I was like, what do you mean it's not getting paid? And then so every month it compounds, and then how much does it compound? She's like, well, like this much. And I was like, but you're only making the minimum payment. So are you just never going to pay off this credit card? And it's always going to keep getting larger? And she was like, you know, I don't know, maybe eventually. But she had 7. And I was like,
oh my god.
yeah, like even as a kid, I was like the numbers were
Jesus.
spinning in my mind. That's why, dude, I'm terrified of credit cards now. Like it's a total reaction to that.
Yeah.
Jesus, I was thinking about like butterflies and Polly Pockets when I was 10.
No, I was like, Mom, we need to get our financial future under us.
Damn, that's fucked.
That is.
I remember. I remember one time. I think I said something to my mom along the lines of like, "Is that like, is that what we should be doing, like financially?" And like she looked at me like she said, "What the fuck did you just say to me, you little shit?" And I was like, "But am I wrong, bitch?"
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Yeah,
Shit's wild. Anyway, what I was saying
So I guess
was
kids do know.
I think they catch a little bit of the, because like I obviously saw my mom stressing about it, which is why it like highlighted in my
Stressed
mind
you.
as
Yeah.
something to inquire about.
Yeah.
But anyway, I don't think that's the case for us.
That is
Yeah.
an important part of parenting, as well as how much you're, like how much of a grasp you have on your own mental state, I guess you could say, at its basis form, you know, that you allow your kids to see, you know, that are, you know, healthy expressions of emotion and all that stuff, which actually kind of leads me into my next question for Janie.
Let's go.
So, you know, I was really excited to ask this question because I realized you guys are in your new house, Colorado. It's snowing, beautiful outside. I was going to ask you, what's your ideal Christmas fantasy look like? But now I want to know what it is in the lens of you guys are going to be in Jacksonville, Florida.
That changes things.
I'll tell you what my ideal Christmas landscape is not, dude.
So,
And it's
Jacksonville,
not, it's
Florida.
not the fucking west side of Jacksonville.
No. So I will say, we do have a fun tradition where we watch The Grinch, the Jim Carrey version that came out in like 2000, 2001.
Hell yeah.
And we watch that movie and we decorate the tree and we have spiked hot chocolate. And like, that's our tradition that like we've made for ourselves, which I love. Like, I think that's so fun. I think we can like carry that, you know.
Yeah, get our kids a little.
Yeah, get our
faded.
kids a little like fucked up. Yeah, like it'll be great, you know?
Fuck yeah.
So that's like a fun tradition that we have. And then my family, like, usually our tradition is like we go over to my parents' house on Christmas Eve, we play games, we get fucked up, we spend the night over there, and then like Christmas morning we like open gifts and have like cinnamon rolls and like, you know, quiche and stuff like that. It's like it's fun and like kind of like lighthearted and stuff. But I don't know what
But we're not doing that this year.
I don't know what Christmas looks like for you.
We'll be on the fucking west side of Jacksonville this year.
I think there'll be fun stuff though.
All right,
Yeah.
so here's what I want you to do. I want you to, you don't have to close your eyes if you don't want to, but I want you to visualize having only just your background knowledge about Jonah's family and dynamic and all that. I want you, and the weather in Florida and all this stuff. I want you to visualize and tell us, what is this Christmas Eve night and then beautiful morning that you're walking into?
That's a good question. Well, I know for sure his sister is going to she's planning like a fun like Christmas Eve thing.
I don't know if I'd use the word fun. But yeah, she's planning a Christmas Eve
Yeah, I
thing.
feel like for people who don't know your family, they're going to be like, you guys are fucking assholes.
No, my family's fucking assholes.
Okay, well, your sister is planning something. We don't really know what, but she is planning something.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so that will be really fun. So we'll do
Potential
that.
for fun.
Christmas Eve. And like, I don't know, like she does have young kids, so I'm sure they believe in Santa Claus. So that could be kind of fun. Maybe there's an
Okay.
elf on the shelf situation
Okay,
where we
so
get to
I'm-
like be fun.
I'm building it up in my mind. You guys are sitting in a cabana. Your phone vibrates from your sister texting you, and the cocaine knife falls onto the ground. You pick up the knife, you look at the phone. She says, "Come to my house." But it's not the address to her house. It's the address to a field out in the middle of western Florida. You guys drive out there. It rains for 15 minutes and then stops. Sun comes out. It gets really humid. And then for Christmas Eve, your sister has planned an upside-down cross burning in this field with a
Yeah.
man dressed as Santa Claus, you know, tied to it for the kids.
Yeah.
For the kids.
Yeah.
That sounds about right.
Santa Claus is black, but like that's like a progressive thing.
That's just
Like,
because there's black.
That's
Santas.
evolved over the generations. Yeah. We
Okay.
want to have inclusion.
Makes me
Right.
uncomfy, but that's okay.
Okay. Oh, but there's
sure,
some
okay.
dank ass barbecue though, right? Some dank ass.
There's barbecue. That's what we can count on in Florida, is that his family delivers with barbecue. Like, it's amazing. Everyone delivers. It's super fun. There may be fighting, but at least there's really good food.
No, like what it'll be it'll all be like, you know, niceties and pleasant. Oh yeah,
Pleasantries.
You know, and then there's gonna be a like blood curdling scream at some point. Yeah. And then there will be a reaction to the blood curdling scream, which is somehow more abrasive. And
Who will that be?
take a fucking wild guess.
I could get it. I get
But,
it.
Any number of people probably.
yeah. What? Yeah, and then that'll calm down a bit, and then I'll say something about my life, and then my mom will she'll make a little fucking comment, and I'll go, "Hey, what the fuck did you just say?" And then
I'll be nervously sweating in the background, chugging wine, because I don't know how to react to these sorts of things. And then
Right. And then I'll double down. I'll go.
my turtleneck.
Hey, how about you? You know, like, you chill the fuck out. How about
the
that?
answer
You
she
know,
was
just because your life is kind of shit doesn't mean you gotta fucking put that shit on me, lady.
Yeah. I get it. So that's what our Christmas Eve is going to look like.
Wow.
Isn't that nice?
I like it. It does sound good. That sounds like home, honestly.
Yeah, dude, that's nice.
Yeah, it does for me.
Oh my God. I'm just like, I love like games and like foods and drinks and yeah. Well, whatever.
Well,
It's
that's
fine.
kind of how my family was too. Like, we would have like games and fun and drinks and barbecue, and then people would start yelling at each other and make snide comments. Yeah, it was kind of an amalgamation of the two Christmases. It was pretty cool, pretty neat. Well, so are you excited about this though? Like, is it your first Christmas outside of Colorado? I guess not outside of Colorado, but I guess it's your first Christmas in a subtropical climate.
family?
Yeah.
Yeah. It actually, now that I think about it, it is the first Christmas without my family. So that's interesting. And I mean, even then, like, we're flying back on Christmas Day, and we'll have Christmas Day with my family.
Oh,
so yeah. So it's not even like I miss out on like the whole Christmas season, but yeah, you're right. It is the first like Christmas time that I'm like missing out with my family. But I think at the end of the day, it's like, I think it'll be fun and different. And, you know, I'm like used to like what my family does. And I think it's good to learn like different traditions and like different, I don't know, different values that people have. Even if your family celebrates a little differently than my family does, you know, it's kind of like that adds to the story.
It does. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, and it makes you appreciate the beautiful simplicity of some Christmases as well. You know, it is pretty cool that, you know, like, your family comes together, they play games, they get drunk, they don't scream and hiss at each other. There's not fucking kids trying to jump out of windows, you know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
It does put it into perspective. That's for sure. Yeah. I think it'll still be fun though.
You literally have the most like progressive nuclear family.
oh yeah,
like complete with like a gay daughter that we all accept and love. Like,
yeah, you saw it, Maiken. Like, we're pretty like chill, like pretty like
oh yeah,
non-confrontational. I mean, that's how like the holidays are too. It's just kind of like eat, drink, and then have fun.
Yeah.
It's
it's
chill.
it's beautiful. I will say, like, and
it's not Christmas though. Not to me. That's not Christmas to me.
It's not. It ain't Christmas without a little bit of fucking glass bottles breaking. You know, threats being thrown around.
Yeah. Somebody leaving, storming out early.
Yeah.
Like that's what gets me going.
Literally, yeah.
Kids
Yeah,
being
that's
used
Jesus
as like
to
a
me.
blackmail
Jesus.
device. You know, stuff like that. It's always fun.
Wow.
Yeah. Cool. So on that note, Janie, Is Jonah gonna love his gift that you got him for Christmas?
Because he's told me about what he wants. Because every year I think I know what he wants. He's actually kind of hard to shop for. Maybe you don't think that because you're like his best friend. But like I don't
buy gifts for him ever. I just avoid it.
Thank you. I think he's hard to shop for because he buys a lot of the stuff that he wants like by himself, like on his own. He'll just be like, "Oh, I bought this," and so I'm like, oh, "Fuck." But the stuff that I did buy him, he did just straight up tell me. So I'm like, "You have to like."
No, dude. Let me explain this clear.
No, that's it.
No. Every year comes around and like no one ever directly asks me what I would like for Christmas, and which is cool because like I'm big into, you know what, like I want you to put some thought into it, you know, maybe be a bit more of a surprise, like that's cool. And I feel like I have so many hobbies, like super easy. Like I have a podcast, you know, I'm a big football fan, like so many things that I enjoy doing, and I'm like, oh, surely somebody will be able to give me a gift that corresponds with something that I enjoy. And
like, you have all the microphones. I'm still stumped. I mean, honestly, like he has microphones. He has like a Jacksonville jersey or something.
I don't.
Oh, well.
I have one crumpled shitty T-shirt with like the logo decaying.
Shit.
But
we'll
guaranteed he loves it though. Guaranteed.
He does.
Yeah, no, I do enjoy that.
Yeah.
But anyway, this year I decided, I was like, you know what? Nah, I'm just gonna start fucking listing off shit.
He has, and that's what I bought.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest, like I don't remember what I listed off to you. So
perfect. Well, it'll be a surprise then.
Yeah. Like typically I do enjoy like, you know, the surprise, the like I'm thoughtful, but also like we're fucking busy, son. We are mad fucking busy
and
right now.
And we're poor now because I don't have a job.
We're also poor.
So
we're
it's
poor
like...
and busy, and I was like, honey, just what do you want?
Yeah.
What would make you happy to open Christmas Day?
And I said
get it for
a
you.
towel warmer.
Did not get that, but
all I want for the past 3 years is a towel warmer. Because I'm freezing.
Jonah, is Janie gonna like her gift?
No.
Yes, I am. I saw the Amazon order.
She saw the Amazon order, yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I know, it's not a surprise.
That's the
But
shitty
it's what I
part.
wanted, so that's great.
Yeah.
Except the towel warmer. It's not that, right?
No, it is that.
Oh,
It
shit.
is that.
It is
I
that.
saw it. Yeah. He actually did get that for me.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, so like a lot of the spontaneity and like surprise and romance has died.
Yeah.
But
that's okay.
We're
We
both
get
getting what we want.
Cheers to that.
Cheers to that, honey. Open communication.
Yeah, you guys mentioned earlier that it felt like this trip you guys were on was like a reconnection trip, but also neither of you felt really disconnected from each other. But then also you feel like the magic and the surprise and the fucking heat is gone. So what is it? Do you guys feel connected or do you feel strained? What's going on with you guys since marriage and buying the house and everything?
It's a good question. You go ahead, honey.
That is a good question. I feel like once we got married, we immediately jumped into the home buying process, and that process has been awful.
Bad.
It was horrible for us. Like it's just like a lot of money that you're spending. For most people, it's the most money that you're spending ever in your lifetime. And then on top of that, like all of our situations like kept falling through, or like there were issues with it. And there was just, it was a lot of like stress with the home buying process. And so not that I felt like disconnected to you, but I definitely felt like, you know, we weren't like so in sync to where like how we used to be, I would say.
I think we were just stressed. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's what it came down to, was like wedding planning stressful.
Yeah.
You know, not to, and then imagine your officiant hasn't finished the speech the day of the wedding. That's stressful. And then,
Yeah, what an asshole that guy was.
Like, it's like, yeah, so about the home buying process.
Hey, to be fair, like I did have like a really funny herpes joke, or no, not herpes, hemorrhoid joke in there, but I did take it out. All right.
Yeah.
No stress.
Thank you.
yeah, I was like, hey man, I think that's funny. Janie will not.
I will not think that's funny. I would have been like, no, I had so much anxiety over the wedding. Like, it was crazy. I had so much anxiety over it, about saying my vows, about things like going great. And at the end of the day, like, it was perfect. And things did go wrong for sure. But it's like, at the end of the day, it was like perfect in my eyes, because it was like we were all there. The people that we love were there. And so I think it's like so easy to get really wrapped up into like the wedding of like, it has to be this way and it has to be perfect. But then at the end of the day, it doesn't turn out perfect. And it's okay. You know, it hasn't affected our marriage at all.
Could have been better.
No, it couldn't. Honestly, no, Mike, and you did a great job. It couldn't have been perfect. Like, it couldn't have been like more perfect.
No,
than
there was
what
some
it
there was some avoidable instances that.
I don't think so. I thought Mike did great.
No, Mike and
There
Mike
were
and did
other
crush
instances by other people, but
Yeah.
Mike was fine.
it. Yeah.
But I think too, like, yeah, just the home buying process was fucking hard. And so,
Well, and then we've been in. Okay, now that we bought the home, now we're in the fucking
Oh,
home
yeah.
updating process. You know, getting shit how
Yeah.
we want it,
And
and like
it's-
that's honestly where we're still at. Yeah, like
yeah.
and then we're just rolling straight into the holidays, and now you're unemployed, which I'm sure has like a little ping of stress in the back of your mind.
Yeah, for sure. And it's
So-
like not even that like our house has like a lot of updates. It's like things have come up that we didn't even plan on, which was like even bigger than if we would have bought like a fixer upper or something like that. Like, this is like a pretty newer house, and we still have things that we have to kind of keep up on. So I think that's what's been like the most surprising part.
Right.
Yeah.
I just mean to like Megan's question, as far as like how that's affected us.
Oh, yeah.
I think we haven't had time to catch our breath in a
Yeah.
bit, you know. So I think that's kind of what this week. This has been a nice weekend for that.
Yeah, because like I said, like, it's not that I feel disconnected, but it's like, oh, we could be more connected type of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think out of sync is a good way to put it. Like, you guys are still
Mm-hmm.
communicating, but it's just, you know.
No, we're very close to sinking back up, and I think once that butt plug just pops into my butthole, that'll be the fucking tight, son.
Yeah.
Tight.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
would be like the gemstone that just like sets
Yeah,
off.
that right as soon as we're done here, we're
So are you guys doing
You know?
butt fucking and then going to dinner, or are you doing dinner first?
depends on when
know.
we finish up, but I mean, generally we found that you should fuck before dinner.
Especially butt stuff.
Oh, makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. You don't want to be full doing that. Yeah.
I mean,
No.
like, dude, how many times have you gone to like a nice dinner with Kirli, and then you eat, and then you drink, and then you get home, and you're like, both of you had the intention to have sex,
And
then you're
tired.
just like, I'm full, I'm a little woozy from the booze. It's late. I'm just trying to go to bed. Is what I'm trying to do.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Yep, experienced that many a time.
Yeah. So fuck before you go to dinner.
Yeah, fair,
yeah,
dude.
that's our philosophy. Do you guys
Good.
do butt stuff?
We do not as much as you guys do. I've been.
We
I've been
don't do it
digging-
that much, but that's what we need to
Yeah, get in sync.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I use a like a prostate massager and stuff. I'll shove that puppy in there, and then Kiralee will sometimes have one and maybe two, and then we'll actually just fuck with both of us having shit up our ass. I don't know. Sounds good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Sounds real good.
But yeah, I mean, we don't do it very often, but yeah, it's fun sometimes. Well, I don't think we look at it like this like in syncing kind of thing like you guys do. Maybe like there's a definite connection thing. Like I still put the thing in my own ass,
Yeah,
it's
as do I. Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah. Like
yeah.
I don't need Janie to do it
No.
necessarily.
No.
It makes me feel scared a little bit, as does me, doing hers. Like it's like, yeah, she can do it herself kind of thing, Hey, I'm like, I got big hands, all right?
What's
just not
what
dainty,
scares you?
it's just not dexterous.
What scares you about your butthole and your hands?
My butthole and my hands? Nothing, dude. Love it, dude. They go together like peas and carrots. Fucking.
What a great combo.
Do you worry that your hands are too big for Kiralee's butthole?
No, it's just I feel more comfortable doing my own the same way that she does hers. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, you gotta take it slow. Slow
Yeah.
and lube is the name of the game. Huh?
it's not about the speed or the lube. It's just about, like, I'm a big guy. I got big hands. They don't do what I want them to sometimes. I don't know how rough I am or not rough I am. I'm not really in sync with my own body, if that makes sense.
Well, that's the thing about ass stuff is that if you overdo it, like if you accidentally rev up the engine a little too high, then it like almost can ruin the experience.
Well, yeah,
Right.
because then you'll shit everywhere.
I wasn't necessarily talking
Oh.
about shit. I think I was thinking. I mean, like shit's one thing, but like that's what you do like the enemas for. But we certainly had instances where it was like too much too soon,
Yeah. That's
and you were
true.
like, "Hey, man,
Like, no.
let's switch this up. Like I'm good
Yeah.
on
Yeah,
this."
that's true. Yeah. There definitely is that.
Yeah, it's a delicate process for sure. Though I do think like since like we had our sober, what was it, sober September we did, since we did that, like me and Kiralee's sex life has become more in sync, more connected and stuff like that. I think I described it to a buddy of mine as it's become cosmic.
Cosmic.
Yeah, cosmic. You know?
Damn.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Ours
Cosmic?
isn't. Ours is scheduled, not cosmic.
I mean, you can schedule cosmicness, like it doesn't
That's
have to
true.
be spontaneous cosmic activity, But no, like just because like obviously I've stopped watching porn and I'm not jerking off as much at all, if at all, really throughout the week, maybe once a week, and so like it's made me interacting with Kiralee a lot different in the sense that like. I don't know. I don't know if I'm more in tune with who she is as a person because I'm not thinking about the sex as an end. You know what I mean? Like, so I think maybe I think about sex differently. So sex isn't the end for me. Like, sex is a means to the end, which is being closer to Kiralee, who is my wife. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that's nice, dude.
I don't think about it as like I'm just trying to get my rocks off. I think about it as like, fuck yeah, that'd be awesome if we did that. And as an effect, it just happens more often now. Like I guess we're just both horny as fuck. Like we've just been doing school and work and we've just been tired, but fuck, it's just like, so sometimes it's just like switch is on, and it feels cosmic in the sense that like, the more we do it, the more closer we get. And because we feel so close already, it becomes more entwined. And like, then the actual like, sex has changed and it's just, I don't know. It's hard to explain. I don't know. It's hard to explain.
No, I think that's good. And I think it's like, it's very natural for couples to go kind of like up and down with their sex cycles too, because it depends on people's like hormones and like stress cycles and stuff like that. So I think it's good that you guys are like kind of like in this up area. Cause a lot of times couples struggle with that, going kind of like on that roller coaster of like, where do we like find the time, or like, you know, like a roller coaster. Like we've definitely gone through that too.
Oh yeah.
Of like, where do we find the time type of thing.
I was talking to I'll keep anonymity, whatever. I was talking to a couple dudes I know, and I was like, we got talking about like jerking off, and I was like, how many times a day do you guys jerk off? And they were like, and both of them were like 3-4 times a day.
Jesus,
and I was like,
fucking Christ.
Oh, I mean, they're also like
3 or
single.
4?
Yeah, they're also like single, gay. I don't know why that seems to be a factor, but it is.
It does seem to be a factor.
There's a correlation. Dude.
Yeah. I definitely
Not
know
causation,
a few myself.
but correlation. Yeah.
Definitely know a few myself, and they definitely are the same. Yeah.
Yeah. But I was like, damn, am I not busting enough nuts in the day all of a sudden?
Why would you
Well,
think?
but I think
Oh, sorry.
sorry,
Go
I
ahead.
don't know,
Go
it's
ahead,
just
Jenny.
like-
You go ahead.
Just
Jenny.
keeping up with the Joneses.
I was just gonna say, I think it's different, like having like a connection with someone, because like masturbating, like you can just like get off and you're like, oh, like that was great. But like when you like have sex with someone that you care about, it's like a different sort of like oxytocin being like released throughout your body. You know, it's like not only do you come, but you like also have like that connection, and like there's like actual hormones that are like released to like make you like physically more attracted to like that person. So I feel like masturbation and sex is totally different. Like I view those two things totally different. And we've talked about this too. Like when I masturbate, it's not because of like lack of our sex life, you know? It's like I have to like go to sleep or like I want to like wind down or like, you know, whatever it is. But like I don't see like my masturbation and like our sex life as being like both the same thing, you know.
It's not
and I
the
think it's like
same
good to like
pool they feed
differentiate
into.
it.
It's two different.
Yeah.
Two different ways.
It's two
of
different
thinking.
things.
I don't know. I think that like for me at least, like you got to get the venom out, you know.
Well, maybe for guys.
You got to get that you got to get that shit out. You can't let that nut build up too long. And like in your case, yeah, like it can be you're like, okay, I'm doubling down into like my relationship and that's how I'll get my nuts out. But I'm like well, like we don't fuck that often. And like not as much as I need to get the venom out. So,
Yeah, because you need the venom out like
I gotta jerk
a lot.
it. I gotta jerk it.
There's a lot of venom
Yeah.
to get out, you know.
Yeah, I
Shit's
can't
toxic.
keep up with that shit. Yeah, no.
I'm like a once, like either once a day or every other day kind of guy.
Okay, yeah. See, I mean, I feel like it's different with like sex, because like I view our sex life as like, I don't know, it's like more of like a connectiveness. Like when I'm feeling disconnected from you, like I'm like, oh, we have to have sex because that makes me feel more like connected. But then if I masturbate, it's literally just to like feel more relaxed, really, is like what it is.
And that's also why we got this place. This has been a real fuck palace, you know.
How many times?
Reconnect. I think we've had sex like 3 times here already.
Yeah, I think so.
Damn.
Gotta
Yeah.
as soon as we're done here, dude. We gotta.
It's like when we're on vacation mode, like it's on. You know, it's like vacation mode has like begun.
Yeah. I do worry that sometimes we let like just like life in general get in the way of our sex life. Sometimes like I've definitely been guilty of like, oh, like I would like to have sex, but I'm, you know, I gotta do this or that, or like I gotta, let me get this done, and then by the time I'm done with that, it's late. I gotta take a shower.
Yeah.
Gotta wake up at fucking 6. Gotta go to bed now. You know.
Yeah.
And then you have so many of those days on repeat that you're like, oh fuck, it's been a week.
And then you're like, oh,
And I've been
like,
wanting to fuck for a
she's
week.
my
Yeah.
roommate now at this point.
yeah.
Like that's how I look at it. I'm like, if I'm not fucking you, you're just like my roommate, and like that's a problem.
That's a problem.
So, yeah, but I think it's good to be like conscious of that. Like it's good to be like, oh, like I do feel this way and I didn't act on it, you know, because like when you're in a long-term relationship, whether you're married or not, like you have to like make the effort to have sex. Like you just have to have sex to have a healthy relationship, I think. Otherwise, you are just roommates.
I think you're right about that. Like if
Yeah.
you're not bumping uglies,
it's a problem.
that would be a major problem. But like when do you stop fucking? That's a better question.
So interesting
Like
enough.
what age do like we're married for 30 years and I'm just like, that's good, honey.
Not 30. So, from what I can gather, I've talked to my mom about this, and my mom is in her 60s.
Hell yeah.
She's still fucking. I know that for sure with my dad, and that's disgusting, so I don't want to talk about it. But
I do want to talk about
Yeah,
that.
can we talk about
that? Very much so.
well, I don't know.
I reckon your pop's got a hog on him, eh?
Oh my god. Let me grab my wine.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, well, I know that because my sister asked her one time, like, are you guys still having sex? My mom was like, yeah, I'm not fucking dead. And so, yeah, I know that my parents still have sex. They're in their 60s. But then I also know 100% that my Nana and Papa, who are in their 80s, do not have sex at all.
They don't.
So, no, they don't at all.
Really?
Yes, and I know that 100% as a fact. So I think it stops at that point. Yeah, maybe 70. That's what Jonas said. He said maybe 70 it stops. I think maybe 75 because also you have to take into consideration most like what the fuck are they called? Most like assisted living centers have the highest rate of STDs.
Right.
Yeah. So it's mostly like assisted living and then like college campuses, you know, which like makes sense. But like, yeah, like people like fuck and assisted living.
Yeah,
so
they don't stop. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's really like, it's probably 75 to 80 is when you stop.
Do you
I
think?
would say.
Do you think maybe when you're like, because obviously when they're living in assisted living, they're not always with a partner either. They're just kind of single, ready to mingle with some other wheelchair-ridden people, right? But
True.
when you're married to somebody for, say, you know, into your 70s, right? Do you think maybe it's because they have developed such a strong emotional connection with each other that they're just orgasming all the time?
No,
Oh.
that's not accurate.
Well, fuck.
I mean,
I don't know, dude. Why
No,
don't they
dude.
fuck then?
No,
could
dude.
be.
Why
I
don't
think
they fuck in their
I think
70s,
the
bro?
dude. I don't know, dude. Like the love's got to die. It has to be harder to have sex for sure.
No, but think about like Mike has a point with this because think about like the older
does not.
generations. The older generations got married when they were like 20, like 19 to like 20 was like their range. And then they had kids by like 21 to like 23 was even like late to have a kid. So like those generations never got to like date around or like slut around. And I personally think you have to have your slutty years. Like I will push that until the day I die is that you have to have your slutty years if you want to be in a monogamous relationship.
But safely, though, guys. Safely.
Use protection.
Not how
Safe
I did it.
sluttiness.
Use birth control
Be
because
safe.
you will get chlamydia
I-
and it'll be
I
awkward.
almost always pulled out and got chlamydia twice.
Well, yeah, I got chlamydia too. But it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you do have to
got
be
it
very
from
safe.
him. You know?
No, I didn't.
No.
No.
No, although I did give it to a few people.
Two
This
different
was in college
strains.
before I met him. But yeah, 2 different strains. But it is something to be aware of. Like, that's definitely what I'll teach our kids is that, like, yeah, you may think that, like, pregnancy is, like, the worst thing that could happen. No. It's like you could get herpes. You could get some
Your
other,
genitals
like,
falling
STD.
off. You know?
I
That's
thought
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna. That was my question. So how would you advise our children? You know, these little creatures that we've coddled and raised to be these young adults, and then we're like,
Yeah.
hey, you have to go have your fucking slut phase.
God.
Jonah Jr., look here.
I think
Time
it's
for you to
so-
go out and sling that dick all over town.
God, it's so hard because they look like babies to us. Like like a 15-year-old.
They don't exist yet. What do you mean?
I know. But I mean, like, I'm like
Not
thinking,
even a cell at this point.
Not even a cell. It is inside of me.
Oh, I
Yeah,
guess
it's
one
an egg.
cell. There's one
There's
cell.
one cell. But
Half
like,
of it
I
in
think, yeah, it's a half of it in there. I think it is gonna be really, really hard because you still think of them as like a baby. Like I look at a 15-year-old and I'm like, oh my God, you're a baby. Like you still like, you know, it's like such a big life to lead and you have
they're
so
about to
many
start fucking.
experiences, but you are going to start fucking, you know, it's like, I think as a mom, I would be like, you know, you really have to think about these consequences. Like there's not just pregnancy, there are STDs and
There
that's
is,
a big thing.
But there's also like, okay, imagine this scenario. So like,
No.
so like, say our hypothetical daughter, Jonah Jr.
Jonah Juniorette.
Yeah, meets a guy in middle school, and like it's very respectful. They eventually have sex like sophomore year of high school, and then they're already engaged in like their first year of college and never had another experience. How would you advise her?
Whoa.
How would you advise Jonah Jr.?
That's
Because I think
tough.
I would sit her down at some point and be like,
You gotta go through your whole phase.
"Look, girl, Jonah Jr., look here. This isn't the last dick you're gonna get in your life. I need
You
you
would
to be
never
aware of that."
Say that to our daughter.
I would.
Well, maybe that'd be weird for her, but
It does come off a bit weird, doesn't it? Yeah, when
yeah,
you
that'd
say
be
it.
fucking. If my dad ever said that to me, I'd be like, I'm fucking leaving this house and never looking back. But
Yeah.
My point-
that's
Zero
weird.
contact.
Okay,
Zero
whatever.
contact with you, weird ass.
All right,
Fucking
whatever.
weird ass.
Don't be a weird ass about it. But anyway, like I think I would still have the conversation of like, are you sure that you want to have sex with one person forever? Never experience, not even sex, never experience another
Anything.
relationship, and you just think that it's magically this is the person for you? Probably not.
I mean, the good part is that I do think we live in a society where they will see that like other opportunities are there. And like, I strongly believe like you should go into college single. Like maybe that's what I did. And so I firmly believe in that. But I remember my mom did tell me that. She was like, you know, you're like, your boyfriend isn't the end all be all. You know, it's like you're going to meet so many other guys. They're going to be so great and so much more fun than this fucking piece of shit you're dating now.
Right.
She didn't say that. But
They meet Jonah,
it's
they're like,
like-
fuck, dude, what did we do?
Like, God damn
That
it.
guy was way better.
What have we done, dude? This dude's got a mohawk and he's
she did the fucking
goofy
Uno
looking.
reverse on us. Yeah, no. I feel like I would strongly just like try to say like, you know, this guy like is not, you know, like you've only met this guy once and like you've known the same people since you were in kindergarten.
I
like,
think-
please date around for the love of God.
Right. I think that the concept of high school sweethearts is fucking stupid. Absolutely, and like not a thing. Like people have like almost this romantic idea of like the high school sweetheart, like the only person I've ever had sex with, like, and I'm like, no. I think you got I think you found one person early in life, got comfortable with that person, and then was like, okay, I'm checking out. I'm not gonna try the dating world at all. I'm not gonna. I feel safe enough and comfortable enough in this situation, and I'm not gonna even, you know, peek at the other side. And I think that's sad, honestly.
And I
Well,
think
but like my,
no,
sorry.
Go ahead, Jenny.
I was just going to say like my parents are high school sweethearts. So they've been together.
Bullshit.
They've been together for 40 years, like married for 40 years. And I don't know, like I get what you're saying, but at the same time, like they did go through a time in like college where they had like a don't ask, don't tell type of situation. Yeah. Where like they were kind of like long distance, like they were at separate colleges. And so they just wouldn't ask or tell each other like what was happening. And I know like my mom at least had kind of like a different sort of relationship during that time. But I mean, I don't know. I think there's something to comfort, you know?
I think it's safe, and I think if that's the way you want to live your life, never taking a risk, never being like, you know what, maybe this guy that I met in fucking middle school isn't the most perfect person for me.
Yeah, but can they provide the life that you want?
I mean, maybe, and
You
maybe you
know?
can mold together and make it work, and I think that happens. I just think, and I'm not saying it's never a thing, but what are the fucking odds that you meet the best person that you could possibly meet, and you are mature enough in that like when you met at that time to fully, I don't know, enjoy like an actualized relationship. I think fucking slim to none.
Yeah.
Well, I think
What
a
do you
lot of
think,
people.
Micah?
Well, I think a lot of people have that moment as well, where they look back and it's like, yeah, these two people were probably fucking perfect or ideal for each other, but also, like Jonah was saying, they're not on the same mental level or maturity level or whatever, and so that like one that got away theme kind of enters into the mix as well, you know. But it is kind of like it is a risk, you know, to leave this person, go to that person, or try something, you know, somewhere else, or, you know, it is funny though because I've been having this conversation with some of the younger guys at my work. One of them, he went through this weird breakup that he was with this gal for a while, and then I think he didn't have sex for a long time. And then so we're all telling him, yeah, go out and fucking have a little bit of a slut phase, you know, whatever. And he took that shit fucking far. And so now I'm telling him, like, dude, hey, slow down, bro. Fucking, you know. And I think he even might have had a situation where there's this chick that was fucking awesome, and they liked the same things, and they were into the same stuff. They fucking were pretty much on the same, like, plan for their future, you know, not super stressed out about it, not worrying about it, you know, but they've, you know, just working through life, and probably would have been able to like bump each other up, but in a way he kind of forewent that chance at a relationship because of him continuing to, you know, go around and around and on to the next person, on to the next person. That is like a cultural thing here as well, and I think it's the same in the States where it's a very like, open love, you know, is like such a big thing. Like it was huge in the 70s, it was huge in the 90s, it's huge in the 2020s. And like that high school sweetheart thing, for example, that kind of emerged, I think, in like the 1950s, 1960s, right? So it was like this, I think it was like it was an attempt, or I think just culturally developed as like, yeah, we, you know, you find the guy, you know, like everybody's wearing like you got the jocks in their leather jackets and the buzz cuts, and you've got the chicks in their nice dresses, and everybody's going to the football homecoming game, and it's Grease basically, you know. And then fucking
you're describing Greece.
yeah, I'm describing Greece, you know, but like but like culturally that like was embedded in our society for a very long time, and so like one take for that is that going against that is like a super rebellious. So believing that isn't possible, that couldn't exist, there's no way that is, that's a real rebellious look at the way that our society has evolved since then. But I mean, it's the same in the 70s, you know, the free love movement, everybody's taking LSD and fucking on lawns and fucking, you know, Hollywood's just exploding at this point. Vietnam War's going. People are worried about the Cold War as well still. They're thinking about like, fuck, we might not even make it. We need to fucking settle down, have some kids, so that we don't have to fucking, you know, raise them when the shit does go fucking south, right? They'll all be old enough, already be old enough when the bombs start dropping kind of thing.
To join the war effort.
To join the war effort, that's right. And I think that's, it's weird because like, you can look back in the like the last 20 years and you see the same cycle kind of happening with the real strict, you know, we need kids, then we've got the war, we got war coming, now people have been in war for fucking 20 years, and we're like fucking just everybody start fucking each other, and now like social relationships are starting to take a dive. People don't build connectivity with each other because they're enveloped in social media, and that's become their new new mean instead of the ends to the mean, right? Like, is one way of putting it. Like, that's become their main source of social interaction. And so you have, yes, sorry, I've continued rambling on.
Bro, I lost you. Like I don't know if I'm just drunk or if you're so far off. I lost your point a long time ago.
No, I haven't.
What is it?
No, he's saying like how basically the idea of like sweethearts has kind of like evolved throughout time, and how it started in like the 50s or 60s because like that's what they were like comfortable with, and then now that it's like evolved, like it's become more of like kind of like a nuance to have like high school sweethearts.
Yeah, essentially.
Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like
She's
the
just,
she's on it.
just smarter than you.
just listening.
Actually, listen.
I was trying, but I was like, what? I have no idea what the fuck he's saying.
She actually read the book, Jonah. Okay, she read it and absorbed it. All right.
I didn't just read the Spark Notes. I read it. No, I get what you were saying though, Mike, and I think like it does have to do with like society too, because like my Nana, we were recently talking to her at Thanksgiving that she was proposed to and like engaged like 3 different times, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, why were you engaged 3 different times? And she was like, yeah, like the last guy I was engaged to, I left him for like your papa, like who's my like they've been together for like 62 years now. And I was like, what?
Like we're not that far removed from like arranged marriages.
Yeah,
No.
that's true.
Like that was very close historically ago.
And
Yeah,
in fact, they
that's
still
true.
do it in some cultures.
Very much
Yeah,
so.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
They still practice that. And so, yeah, I mean, we're not that far removed from like high school sweethearts like are like the best thing that you'll find, you know?
I mean,
And that's like obviously not for our generation. And we're like very of the
I just-
mindset of like
I just
free
think it's kind
sexual experiences.
right, but I still just think it's kind of it's just kind of like you bitched out.
Like a cop out.
Yeah, like you were like, I found one thing that I feel safe and comfortable enough with, and I'm gonna lock onto it, and I'm never gonna like, for example, like I could have married my high school sweetheart if I wanted to, but I was like, I just have a feeling like I need to experience more.
But
and
what if
make
you
more
didn't
mistakes.
have that feeling? Like, if you didn't have that feeling, then marrying your high school sweetheart would feel totally natural to you.
No, I'm just not a punk bitch, you know?
No, I think a lot of people have that feeling. Oh, sorry, Mike.
No,
Yeah.
finish your thought. Finish your thought. That's okay.
I was just going to say, I think a lot of people have that feeling, and I think it's especially the generation before us had that thought of like hoeing out is bad. So like if I feel an ounce of comfort with my high school sweetheart, then that's where I'm going to go.
I think, I mean,
Oh, Mike.
yeah, you're right,
No,
Mike.
go ahead. You finish your thought, dude. It's all right.
I was just gonna say that, like, I'm glad that I don't know, like, I mean, obviously, like, I didn't feel a whole lot of, I don't know, pressure to be any type of way growing up because my parenting was abysmal. But I'm glad that I didn't feel like that, you know, because obviously, and now I was like, you know what, like, let me explore my options, like, let me see what else is out there. And I think I've had so many more experiences and growth and maturity has happened because of the multiple relationships that I've been in up until I met you, to the point where, I've said this before, if I would have met you when I was 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, I don't think this would have worked out because I wasn't ready
Yeah,
for this
me neither.
relationship, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's there's 2 ways to look at it, right? When you talk about like being with somebody long term versus multiple partners, right? The one view is like, if you're with that one person, excuse me, you're missing out on however many thousands of opportunities that you have to have, you know, experiences or relationships with those people. But when you so the other way of looking at it though is that if you stay with one person, you're missing out on those opportunities for experience, but you're missing out on those opportunities to have your first time having sex with that person, maybe your second time or even third if it lasts that long with that person. But the more you do that, the longer you miss out on you having sex with that person for the 100th time, the 150th time, the 3,000th time of having sex with a person. Because you can imagine the amount of connection that you build with that person after being with them that many times. Just that for that one specific example. And the same goes for like guys that do boyfriend-girlfriend shit with like these chicks that they're only with for a week before they move on to the next one, right? They're dipping into these weird like emotional opportunities that they have with these people, and then wonder why these chicks are catching feelings for them, and then then they get upset and go nuts when they dump them and all this stuff. Very specific example again, but it's like when you finally do reach that mental maturity, because I think you do need both. Like, this is the advice I would give your kids if they fucking came to me, oh, Uncle Mike, what do I do? I'm like, I don't know, man.
Jonah
like,
Jr.
Jonah Jr., hey, listen, like, are you fucking... No. How does this person make you feel? Do they make you feel like you're, I don't know, all bubbly in your guts? Well, then maybe have sex with them. I don't know. Do it safe.
Great advice.
Easy peasy. But also, hey, when you finally do get to hang out with a person for hundreds of times, and you realize that you start to recognize and really appreciate that mole on the inside of their ass cheek, because fuck, nobody else has that specific mole, and it tastes kind of like Cheetos.
True.
Hey.
Interesting.
Could be a Cheeto mole. You're right.
Could be a Cheeto mole, dude. So Jonah Jr. just go out and get fucked and you fuck until you find that person that you like fucking so much that you only want to fuck them.
See, it's hard because I feel so strongly with you have to have your hoe phase, whether you're a boy or a girl. I think if you don't, it'll come back to haunt you later in life. I 100% believe that because I've witnessed it with people and I've seen it and I feel like you have to have that experience of having different experiences and dating and going out and having sex with people and it not working out or it working out. And so
do you mean
you
more
have to have that?
Do you mean more so say somebody does get married and then it is okay, now you're just the marriage doesn't work out because you didn't have that phase to hey, I checked out the grass and it is not greener.
Yeah, because I feel like what you have said, if we were in our early 20s when we met, we would not have known the gold we struck kind of thing.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, and I totally believe that. I love you as a person, but I fully believe that I was so dumb, in my early 20s, and I was so focused on what I thought that I wanted, which wasn't good for me at all. I had to go through all those moments and all those bad relationships to realize oh, those actually were really bad for me, and I actually do need someone really stable and really consistent and stuff like that. And I think because I did meet a lot of good guys in college, it's not that I didn't. I ignored them,
Yeah. Yeah, for good reason. Look what you taught,
Yeah, fucking show your nipples. It's great.
No regrets. It is funny because it's how stupid were you back then? I think about how stupid I was back then. What the fuck? I still am a dumbass. Very, very honestly. But back then, what the fuck was I?
Big
thinking,
stupid.
Doing, talking
I was
about,
fucking stupid
believed
too.
in,
Yeah.
fucking so dumb, right? Mm-hmm. And then in 50 years, you're going to look back on now and
Yeah.
I shouldn't have married that dude.
I shouldn't have married that fuckhead with his nipples out on his stupid fucking podcast with his dumbass friends.
I can't
Why did he
believe.
just flash the podcast?
I can't believe I did his podcast.
It ruined all my future prospects. Every chance or opportunity I might have had, gone. Forever.
Every time they Google me, they just see my ex-husband's nipples.
It does kind of actually bring me into another question I had for you, Janie. I know we're running a little bit late, so you guys just fucking call it when you're done. But I was thinking about your guys' dream collages, that you guys made, and how like we
Remember those?
look into the past, how stupid we fucking were about certain things or ideas, beliefs. Has your dream collage changed? Have you added to it, or have you left it? Have you crossed anything off it? Has it worked out the way you wanted it to?
That's a good question. So I think the one, well, actually, like, I guess two things that we've done was get married, which was like kind of a given at that point, and then also find our dream house.
Could have bailed.
Yeah,
At
which,
any
yeah, could have bailed. Like, I didn't know if that was for sure, but our dream house, that
Coulda
was. But yeah, I mean, everything I put on there was kind of like, it didn't work out really at all, except for getting married, which was kind of a given, like I said.
Oh,
and
the
then,
things to do with me? Is that what you're saying?
and then our dream house. But even our dream house, for example, like we like went under contract for 2 different houses and they didn't work out. But now that we have the house that we do, I do realize that like everything works out for a reason. And I'm totally of the mindset that that's what happens, is that everything happens for a reason, and that like this was meant to happen. Like we were meant to fall through on 2 other houses so that we could come to this house. And I know you don't believe that.
Not at all. Not a single bit.
I totally believe that, because the first house that we were under contract with was I mean, we were paying a lot for it and it was just too small, you know, and now this house that we ended up with is like the right amount of space that we wanted. Like it's great. Like we can grow into it, and we wouldn't have found it if we would have just like settled for that first house. So yeah, like our dreams kind of came true, but then also I had on that list like a dog and like my dream job. And it's funny how like opposite that is now.
I mean,
because I don't have a dog and I don't have a job.
I mean, we just kind of push those things into the next
2024.
dream board, you know?
Yeah.
Some initiatives get pushed, honey.
I think it is hard to not feel like you're a total failure, because like I'm going to be like 30 this year, you know, and that's like a big like monumental age where you feel like you have to have your shit together. And a lot of people don't feel like that. But I feel like on the inside, I want to feel like that, you know, like I want to feel like, okay, like I have like this great job and like I have my shit together.
I don't know if anybody ever feels like they have their shit together.
Do they?
No one ever does.
Okay.
I think that's
do.
the secret.
Do you?
Yeah, look at me.
How old are
Shit
you?
together. I'm 32. I'm in college still. Just started actually.
Yeah.
And I'm poor.
How's your dream board?
Renting.
Bored.
Yeah, honey, I think we're doing all right.
Yeah,
I know.
in comparison to some people. Okay.
No, I think it's like what you like think of for like yourself in terms of like goals. And like when I was like younger, I thought like, oh, I'm gonna be like a businesswoman, you know. It's like it just hasn't really worked out.
I think it kind of did though. I mean, you did go through the phase where you're working as like a marketing or sales for these big companies, like a business. You're a businesswoman. You did the boss ass bitch working while maintaining a household and dealing with your
Yeah, it turns out
Jonah
though,
and-
shit's gay.
well, and it wasn't necessarily the right place to be doing that though.
Yeah.
Right? If you're gonna be a boss bitch, you need to be being a boss bitch for yourself.
Yeah.
You need to
I like that.
you know, you need to what is it called?
Market a podcast.
What you need to do is you need to self-contract yourself to these places. You're not working for them, they're taking out a contract with you, right? That's even just that shift in mindset is like, you know. And then the other thing you need to do is you need to build a portfolio. So one way you build a portfolio is by like marketing for like smaller things for free, like the podcast, and mainly a podcast, right? Podcast are free.
You guys are insatiable. I can't.
No, I know. I jest. But
See when it comes to anal.
you know,
I fold like a wet napkin.
but
Yeah.
I think like you don't need to think of yourself as a failure, which is easy to say, less easy to actually do, right?
Yeah.
And me and Jonah have talked about this ad nauseum on this fucking podcast, but a lot of it has to do with your what is your definition of success? Like, what do you have to accomplish to feel like you've succeeded, right? Is it stuff that is under your control, or are they goals that aren't necessarily under your control? They're just about you.
Yeah, that's
you know
true.
what I mean? Like, do you need to accomplish every single thing on your fucking vision board, or is it a success because you accomplish a couple of the things?
That's true, because I have asked my friends, like, what do you think, like, success is like? And a lot of them said, like, oh, like, I would like a house, or like a spouse, or like a partner, or, you know, like a good job or whatever.
Like a spouse that doesn't suck is like
That's a big success.
that is one of big success.
It is, actually.
Like, that's
success.
It is though. Yeah. That's like that actually I think I've learned in my adult years. I thought when I was like little, like everyone like loves like their spouse, blah blah blah. That is not true.
No, most people despise their
don't.
spouse actually.
Yeah, most people don't.
Or
so,
at a minimum are unhappy.
oh,
Yeah.
right. So to have like a happy relationship is huge. I mean, you're like eons among like other people, honestly.
I've been waiting for that bitch to die for 20 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have a question for you.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Let me check
damn.
this really quick.
I have a question.
Wait, can I get more alcohol real quick? Is that all right? Don't ask the
Yes,
question.
Yeah,
go
yeah.
for it.
I want to hear the
Yeah,
question.
okay. Yeah, let me go. I'm gonna go pee actually. So.
Okay, are we like taking a break? Like, what do we do?
Yeah, you can sit there and talk if you want, but
I don't. Well, we'll probably cut this out, right? Okay. Well, I'm gonna just. Okay, this is gone.
Ooh.
Oh, you're back. Okay, good. I have a friend back.
Hello. Oh, were you here by yourself? Does it feel
Yeah, I'm
daunting?
here all by myself.
It feels a little bit daunting, doesn't it? It's like, what do I say? Do I say anything? And then you just sit there in silence, kind of listening to yourself breathe a little bit, you know, like.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah, it's horrible.
I don't know how you guys do this. Like, it's like very daunting for sure. But I mean, it's fun. But I wouldn't be able to do this like every week like you guys do. So,
I think it
props
gets
to you guys.
I think it gets easier every week, and then we'll take a break of like a week or two off, and then it gets really hard again. So
Yeah.
consistency is really important, which we're not very good at. But
no.
hey, baby, this shit's all about growth, son. Okay, so you know we're growing in the way we gotta grow. Sometimes it's
about
up,
growth.
sometimes it's forward, sometimes it's out.
Wait,
Sometimes
what are
it's
you
inward.
drinking out of?
This is
It looks like a pirate.
this is rum. This is the rum
He's mostly a pirate. Actually.
Arr, they not be rules, they be mostly guidelines.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
I would so totally be a pirate because I'm totally on board with like getting citrus
play.
like once a year, just enough to not get scurvy. Gay butt sex underneath the fucking ships, you know, fucking whatever, and then mopping that shit up with tar. Fuck yeah, dude. Sounds good.
That would cover any evidence.
Doesn't it sound good?
That sounds like a
Yeah.
good life, dude. I would trade everything I have for that life.
Smoked meats,
Everything.
homemade rums, loose women on the islands. Fucking
Yeah,
let's go, dude.
Yeah. Wow. Fucking sold.
So,
Know what I
Janie.
mean?
Okay, what was your question?
Oh yeah, that's right. Joan had a question, dude. Yeah, dude,
Yeah, I
what's
was
your
like,
question?
what the fuck are you talking about? Because
Hey, do you want
I
to
was
become a
dismissed
pirate
from
with me,
Pirate Island.
Janie?
do you see this motherfucker on an island? No.
No, this is not a ship, babe.
This is not a
right
ship
here.
babe. No, I'm not a ship babe.
I think you could do it, Janie. It's just you have to take less turns in the barrel early on, you know, to get accustomed to it, right?
I don't know what that means, but yes, I agree.
I think you're getting fucked over the barrel
Oh,
in this analogy.
It's a pirate's life for me.
Yeah, but an okay winch you would be.
Thank you. I'm trying.
This kind of leads me into my question. As a matter of fact,
Jesus.
Mint, dude. Chocolate chip mint, that is.
my question is, like growing up and I guess from your time as even like an adolescent into like young adulthood, what did you see as your ideal man?
Oh, interesting.
Yes, bald,
Does she
giant head,
look like
strange serial killer eyes, and a deviated.
Please subtract me from the equation. And like I'm just curious, like what was your like Cinderella man, you know?
It is interesting because growing up, like when I was really little, I always had this dream of being like in a penthouse in like the city. Which is like so funny because I'm so like suburban.
Like Penthouse Barbie. Yeah.
Yeah, like Penthouse Barbie. I was like, oh, I'm going to be like working for like a fashion editor. And like this was like when I was really little, like 8 or like 10, where I would like have these images of like, oh, like when I'm married, I'm going to have like, you know, this idea of being like downtown, you know, New York, maybe, you know, of being like in a penthouse and like having this like very successful husband when I'm 23. Like, I think your idea when you're so young is so like abstract. Like,
rom-coms.
You don't, yeah, it's rom-coms
from the early 2000s.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is. It's like Made in Manhattan. Like,
What do you look like?
Pretty Woman.
I never had like a face to him, honestly.
Just a
Like,
really
I never
big
had-
dick and a really big band.
Yeah, he just
Huge-
had like a
huge
huge
cock.
dick, and like that was like his face. It was just like a big dick, like just wandering around, you know. It was,
Hey,
like,
and you married your ideal man, really.
A
Yeah.
Drew look like a dickhead.
I mean, it's just like a huge dick wandering around my house.
Honey, do you want to have sex now, please?
Lots of dick. Yeah, so
There's like
I feel
a vein
like
in my forehead.
I feel like you're so like naive when you're little because you think like your husband will like be a dick. Well,
Yeah, I mean,
would
he is.
look like a dick. And then you also think that like you're gonna like live in like a penthouse in New York and that's like $1 billion. And then you also think you're gonna have like this great job in fashion that pays like
Was your
$500,000 a year.
Was your hypothetical husband like he was like super nice to you?
He was like a lawyer.
Right. Was he home much?
No. He wasn't home much, but I think like that's like so like naive and like young to be like, oh, I'm gonna be like this woman. Like I said before, my dream was to be like this like boss bitch, like businesswoman. So like my idea of like having a man was just kind of like the side factor. Like my idea like has always been like.
Don't point to me when you do that.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, he was just a side factor.
He was just like kind of like a side piece in my dream.
I'm paying your bills, bitch. Like, relax.
Yeah.
Perfect. That's what she wanted in her dream, dude. Now
Weird
she
how that turns out.
she can attain her dream career in fashion because she's got her stupid husband who looks like a penis paying all her bills.
Yeah,
Success.
wow.
Honestly, this has worked out.
This is kind of shaped out nicely for you. Huh?
This has
Weird
worked out
that, huh?
exactly what I thought it would happen.
Not looking
Yeah.
super naive now, are you, Janie?
Oh my god. No, it is funny though, because like I never thought if I would like be a mom or not. But then like once I met Jonah and once I found someone that I could actually like picture having a family with, that's when it like honestly all kind of changed. Like
Oh yeah.
my whole idea like changed of like motherhood, like me wanting to be a businesswoman. I was like, no, I don't want to be like that. Like I want to like involve like my family. Like I want to be a mom, you know? It's like I don't know if it's like what comes first, the chicken or the egg kind of thing. Like is it because I'm going to be 30 or is it because I met Jonah where like I want to have kids with him? I don't know.
I'm kind of curious. How do you see Jonah as being a dad? How do you see him as a dad?
Oh my gosh.
future?
A papa.
I see him as being the best dad.
Oh, Faja.
Oh, Faja. Oh, Faja.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Faja. I wish to go outside and play, please. Thank you, Faja.
If my kid did that, I'd be like, "You're so fucking funny, dude. You do whatever you want." Like honestly, like if my kid's funny, he's gonna get away. He, she,
With everything,
them,
yeah.
them being,
Jonah Jr.'s a scot-free, bro.
don't care. You will get away with so much more with me.
Oh my god.
If you can make me laugh, I'll be like, do whatever you want, dude.
Faja, I wish to leap from the peak of the roof, please.
He's like, great.
Thanks.
Hilarious. Go crazy.
I'm gonna be shooting a podcast with my kid. Fucking do whatever.
Yeah, you remember Uncle Mike and
Yo, you know
Yeah.
what this little motherfucker asked me to do later, and then out the window you just see,
Jonah Jr.
Jonah Jr.
Jonah Jr.
I keep podcasting. Like, show don't stop for nobody.
Show don't stop, baby.
She'll be
No, I do feel like, I mean, I'm less worried about Jonah as a dad than me as a mom. Like, I know
Why?
that's like sounds crazy because I know that like he'll be able to like be like the disciplinary and like set like boundaries. And I'm so,
Really?
whoa, what the fuck just happened?
Is that too much?
Yeah, that's way too much.
My bad.
Oh my God, that was a lot.
Jeez.
I think we look fine in this light. Why? These lights are so bright.
I'm just trying a little something.
I just like look like I'm fucked up.
Why do you
Okay.
think? Why do you think that I'll be the disciplinary? I had zero discipline in my life growing up.
Because you're better at like setting boundaries. Like I do firmly believe you'll be a better dad and you'll like catch on to it faster than me as a mom. And I don't know, like, and people will be like, oh no, you're gonna be a great mom. Yeah, I get like I'm gonna be a good mom, but like I think you're gonna catch on to like being like a disciplinary, like non-judgmental like dad faster than I'll be as a mom, because I think I'll
you're
coddle a lot.
Yeah. I think you're
Yeah.
gonna helicopter initially.
Yes,
and
I'll helicopter, I'll coddle. I like know those things
Yeah.
already. Like
I'll
I
be
just
spending
know.
a lot of time being like talking you down
Yes, I totally believe
from
that.
like.
Because I fucking freak out about the cats. I'm like, I'm like, the cats can't fucking go towards the staircase because they'll fucking jump off. Like, I'm weird about that. I'm like
they'll
anxious
be all right.
about it.
They'll probably be all right.
Yeah, he'll be like, it'll be fine. I'm like, fucking no. And like
kids
kids
bounce.
do, yeah, kids bounce. Like they
Just
learn.
give them lots of milk. They'll be right.
They learn faster than like cats do. Like I broke my arm when I was 5. And I knew not to like jump on the tramp like that again. You know, it's like it's like what you learn. Like cats don't learn like that. So
Yeah,
I
good.
hope, but I do know I'm gonna be fucking weird as a mom. Like I just know it's gonna be weird. I'm gonna be very protective. Like it's gonna be bad.
I
What
think
are
you'll
you
figure it out, dude.
most excited about being a parent?
Oh, I'm excited about a lot of things. I think just being like needed, honestly, is like one of my biggest things. Is like I feel like I'm like a nurturing person, and so being needed is like very important to me. Like my parents always said like you should like be a nurse because you want to be needed. But no, I would never want to be that. So I think being like a mom is like being needed is like a really big thing for me. And having that connection with someone too is like being able to raise someone and bring them up to be like a good person in society. Like what else tops that? You know, like you can't get that type of like, I don't know, you can't get that from like a
Love.
job or like, yeah, you can't get that type of love from like anything else in the world than like bringing up your kids and being proud of them. Like I think that's like the most important thing.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
refreshing.
Yeah.
I've never heard a woman say that before. You know, usually it's just like, shh, go sit in the corner and mom's watching her shows. Sorry,
Well,
Mom.
that
Mom
will
shows.
happen. Yeah, no, Janie.
That will happen. Like I'll be
Janie-
like, I have to watch Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Like I'm sorry, I have to.
Go play outside, Jonah Jr.
Oh, fuck you. I'm sick of you. It will happen. But like I think for the most part, like I'm so excited to like be a mom. Like I think like no matter what they do, I'll be like, yeah, that's fucking annoying, but like I love you. You know? It's like it's okay. It's okay if you
Nah, I'll
shit the
be
bed
mad.
at 2 o'clock in the morning. Like, whatever. I'll take care
You
of it.
remind me of your father.
I told this shit to bed last podcast.
Oh, yeah. I'll be like, yeah. Well, I've done this before, so.
Okay, yeah. Real quick, and we'll wrap it up. What was your side of the shit the bed?
Okay, my side of the shit the bed was that I totally saw it coming. Like,
Walk me through it.
Okay,
At what point were you
so-
suspicious that I might shit the bed?
The whole time you were drinking prune juice, I was very suspicious because
Fair.
he was drinking prune juice. Whenever he drinks prune juice, it's like a problem. Like he has diarrhea. I'm sorry, every time. And so
No need to apologize.
So he said he was done. He was like, I'm done. I'm just gonna get naked and get into bed. And I was like, you're gonna get naked and get into bed?
Did you question it whenever I got naked?
I thought about it for sure. I was like, oh my God.
Did you-
like you
did
have
you say
no
anything?
guard. No, I didn't say anything because I was like, surely a 29-year-old man will know his limits. So I went
Oh, you
downstairs.
sweet summer child.
You sweet summer child. So I
Anybody
went
else,
downstairs.
maybe, but like, I mean, come on. Look at him.
I know he looks like the guy that would shit the bed.
Yeah, I do look like a guy that. Unfortunately, I do look like a guy that would shit a bed.
You
and
learn
then
early in
being-
life, you know? You learn early in life that you can't just pretty much
Yeah.
shit anywhere you want.
Yeah. No, Florida, dude, there's shit everywhere.
Oh, that's disgusting.
In my defense, I was high on Oxy, which
Yeah.
does factor into the way that I look and the Florida conversation.
That's true. He was on like a
very
bunch of
connected.
painkillers.
Anyway,
Yeah, he had like his nose like taped up and stuff. So I was like, okay, great. Like I'm like, you get our show ready and I'm going to go downstairs and like get us ice cream. So I was downstairs getting us ice cream and he like leans over the staircase and he was like, so something really funny just happened, but it's also like kind of crazy. Or like, what'd you say? Is that what you said?
I said something kind of funny, but very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate happened.
just happened.
And I immediately thought of you shit the bed because I knew it. I knew from the moment he didn't put his boxer briefs on when he got in the bed that he was going to shit the bed. And I was like, you shit the bed, didn't you? And he was like, yeah. And so I came upstairs and that's when I like saw like the little like turds.
There was
in
not.
the
There was
bed.
not turds. It was a
Okay,
pool.
a watery.
It was a pool.
turd.
A pool of brown.
Watery mess, yeah.
It was a watery mess.
It was less watery, more plasma. Think plasma.
Plasma-esque
plasma.
mess. Right. Exactly.
Let me go throw up. It was not plasma.
It was
Ew.
plasma-esque.
Okay, so anyways,
It
so
was
the
thick
worst.
like snot from an ass.
Yeah.
Okay, it was. Yeah, that's true.
Ass
It was
snot.
very thick. Yeah. So the worst part of this is because since I'm sure he said this, but since we were having our floors done, our washer and dryer were out in our garage, and so we couldn't wash the sheets. And so he had to like hand wash them. And I thought he just like washed them once. He did end up washing them like a few times. But
A gentleman.
a gentleman and a
Truly.
scholar.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was like 11 o'clock at night where I was like putting on like these like weird sheets that like we never use. And like, I was like, so like get this together and like put on underwear so you like don't shit
Yeah,
again.
she didn't make me put on underwear.
yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna do it again. And she was like, put on underwear.
Yeah, I was like, you bitch.
That's what you think you're gonna do.
I know. I was like, I know you didn't think about it the first time. So put on underwear, you
like-
bitch.
And honestly, there was a part of me that was like actually like afraid inside. I was like, if I shit the bed twice,
That's
in the
fucking
same
crazy.
It's the only thing worse than shitting the bed.
That's ridiculous, though.
Yeah.
Like shitting the bed once is a forgivable, kind of funny,
Kinda.
forgivable offense. Shitting the bed twice in the same evening,
Not forgivable.
yeah, like I'd leave you. You know, You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I'd be like, what the fuck are you doing? So like, I made him put on pants because I was like, I don't trust you anymore.
And I was like, all right.
I won't shit the bed again. I was like, bitch,
Okay.
you don't know that. Like, you don't know you. You might shit the bed again.
Right.
So yeah, that was my viewpoint of it all.
So wait, when he initially told you and you initially went back up the stairs, did you have the ice cream with you?
Yes, I did have the ice cream with me.
Whoa.
What were you expecting? But like before you saw the scene, like what were you expecting?
Oh, I was expecting shit everywhere.
like way worse than it was.
Way worse. Yeah, I was
Okay.
expecting way worse. Luckily,
Shit on the
because
walls,
like,
on the
yeah, I was like, oh
curtains.
my god, it's gonna be everywhere.
Dog
you know,
whimpering
it's
in the
like,
corner, shitting also.
Yeah, it's like the cats are gonna be covered in shit. Everything is in shit. Like the carpet, the walls. Like I was expecting like the worst, and I was like, well, the only thing that'll get me through this is like some Talenti, like ice cream. And so I did bring up the ice cream, but then I did see like what you had done.
What do you mean?
And it wasn't that bad.
Okay, but like
It
again,
wasn't that bad.
any amount of a plasma pool of shit in your bed is too much. For reference, how much shit would you say was in the bed?
Okay, well, I'll preface
Give me, like, a
this
volume.
with, like, if you would have been not recently from surgery, this would have been a really big problem. Because I would have been like, what the fuck are you doing? But because you're, like, recently from surgery, like, that was different. I will just preface that. Just
Okay.
be like, okay,
Right,
like,
yeah.
please don't ever do that again. But, so, like, there wasn't a ton of shit.
What do you reckon?
How
like
much
2
shit?
cups?
How much shit was
It
it?
was like,
Two
okay, so there
cups
was
of
like a
shit?
big pile on like the
Oh.
main sheet, which we did have to wash the sheet and the mattress cover.
Right.
Thank God it
Seat.
didn't get on the mattress.
Yeah,
But anyways, we had
seat.
to wash those two, and then we had to wash your body pillow. I don't know how that got it on
Did
there.
good shit on that. Yeah.
And then we also had to wash your pillow. I don't know how that got on there.
Duvet covered.
Duvet cover.
They did
That's what
shit
it
on
was.
that.
Yeah.
See, the problem
Yeah,
was that
that's what it
like,
was.
and I haven't told anybody this yet.
Oh,
But
no.
the problem was whenever I got in bed, right? So imagine me kind of like getting in bed, and then I
comfy
threw
like
the
you.
cover over me,
Right.
Oh,
and
that's
then
how.
I farted.
You didn't
and-
fart though. You shit your pants.
I wasn't wearing pants.
You shit the
So
bed.
I
No,
shit
you
the bed.
literally sharted.
Right, of course. What was I thinking? Of course, you shit the bed. Even
Yeah.
better.
Well, and then I was like, oh, I don't. But then I like I farted. I thought, and I was like, oh, I need to check on that. And so I grabbed, but I had kind of like wrapped it around to my butt. So then I like grabbed the blanket and like pulled it back over. Little did I know that the blanket had a bit of shit on it. And then when I pulled it back over, it touched my body pillow. And then I got up and I was like, oh, there's shit on 4 things right now. Fuck.
Oh my god. But see, like, I have also shit my pants in the car before. And so, like, I get, like, how it gets, like, everywhere. You know,
What?
it's like you don't
Please,
have...
please explain. Please. Thank you.
Okay, so this happened actually when Jonah like just moved in. So like I don't know, it was like the week after Jonah moved in, and I don't know if like we ate something weird because he was
vomiting.
throwing up. Yeah, he was like vomiting, and I was like, okay, like I have to go to work. And so like I was like driving on my way to work, and I like felt like I had to like fart, and I was like, oh, like it'll be fine. So like I farted, and then all of a sudden I just like shit everywhere, and I was like, what the fuck was that? So I like pulled over in this like bougie neighborhood, and I looked, and I was like, I just shit myself. Like what? I literally just shit myself. And so Like, luckily,
By the way, that moment, like, I had a very similar experience.
yeah,
to
like he
pooping
was
the bed.
throwing up.
No.
Oh,
To pooping the bed.
to pooping the bed.
I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Like, there is
there's-
a moment where you're so disappointed in yourself
Yeah.
for
You think,
pooping.
how?
How did I poop on that?
I am a 26-year-old woman. How? Yeah. How did I do this?
I have just
But I
shit.
did.
And
And the evidence is here. And
It's
I
a-
can't deny it.
it's almost amazing. I mean, you literally look down and it's in your car seat. And so, luckily,
You shit through your panties, jeans, and then to your car seat.
I was wearing a dress.
Oh,
So thank God.
Oh,
better but
just-
not.
My panties and then my car seat.
Oh,
So thank God I had pajama pants. Why? I don't know. In my car. And so I put on my pajama pants, threw away my underwear in one of the dumpsters, and then I drove back home and I was like sweating. I felt so bad. Like it was so bad. I called my boss. I was like, I just shit my pants. I cannot possibly come into work today. I've been through it, girlfriend. And so she was like, yeah, fucking take the time off. Jesus, I don't want to hear about that. So I walk in and I'm starting to like get undressed in like the shower, and Jonah comes in. He's like, babe, are you okay? And then just starts vomiting like in the toilet. I was like, oh my God. I was like, oh my God, what did we eat? Yeah. He was like, babe, are you okay? And then just started vomiting like in the toilet. And I was like in the shower, like, don't look at me. I'm shitting all over. Oh, it was so bad. It was so bad. And that was like the first week that we moved in together. But that was the last time I shit my pants. So
Yeah.
that's good.
And I shit my pants about a week ago.
Yeah. Well, that's
you're
pretty
about-
good in like 5
You're
years.
about due, I think.
I'm definitely due. Yeah. It's gonna
Honestly,
happen.
that'll be so poetic for me. Like, I need you to shit the bed at this point. For
No.
just redemption. Like a redemption.
I'll
arc.
have to be like sick. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. It was like
Okay.
a wild thing that happened.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah.
It sounds like in about 2 minutes, you guys are gonna go both shit the bed. So,
Yeah.
thank you so much, you two, for coming on. Janie, always a pleasure talking to you. Yeah, make sure you peg his ass hard.
I think I will.
Okay, good.
That sounds nice. That sounds nice.
All right, love you
we
guys.
encourage-
Thanks, Micah.
Yeah, I love you, dude. I love you, honey.
Thanks, honey. I love you, Micah.
Love you, Janie.
Thanks for
Love
having me
you.
on.
Of course, absolutely, anytime. You were super funny. All right, don't stress it. All right, see you guys. Bye bye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye.